What happened? We pulled back. So now the big question comes in on Bitcoin is that where does this ultimately go? All right, and again, I'm going to just zoom in just a little bit on this chart so we can kind of see exactly what the probabilities are. Okay, so now we've pulled back off this. See all of these candles right here? They're all in alignment. You had this little pop. We came right back in here. That is your area to watch. So we're basically looking at 26,000. 26,000, you want to generally see it hold that area. We can make a case that it's a little bit below that, maybe 25.8, but that will be support, and we are coming into that support. Now, if we break that, you have this low here, which is going to be very important. That's going to be the game changer. This one's important here, right? But it's more just technical support. That's all it is. This one down here is unbelievably important because it mirrors the pivot low, and it was just slightly higher from this point over here, right? So we know about the low, and this is still a higher low. So if we come down and we take this out and we make a lower low and lower low to that, that would be detrimental. And I would honestly expect a move to 20,000. So if you break this low, which is around 24,800, all right, if you break 24,800, start looking for 20,000 support on Bitcoin. As long as you hold this, technically speaking, you could easily move back up into this level, which will be resistance, and break out and go as high as 30. Now, what's interesting is if we got the ETF news, which is due in about 20 to 21 days from the SEC, potentially allowing Bitcoin to have a spot ETF, BlackRock, Fidelity, all these other players, if that were to happen, guys, then you would absolutely see us potentially popping to the upside, right? We potentially could go back to 30,000. Now, would we go through 30,000, 32,000? That's the big question. One thing I do want to point out, and again, this is something new on Bitcoin. Let's just say we do have a move up here. All right, in fact, I'm going to quickly zoom, or actually we're going to drag this chart over. All right, so here we have this chart. Now, let's just say that we get a move up on spot ETF news. And let's just say it goes into this area, this upsloping line, this flat line here. All right, and then it starts to curl over. Can anyone tell me what that pattern formation could be? Take a look. Possible head and shoulders pattern. Now, again, this is speculation because I don't know if the ETF will get approved. But if the ETF gets approved, you will get a pop. There's no doubt about it. When you're looking at a head and shoulders and you see the pop, the shoulder, this shoulder must remain lower than that high, which is around 32, just under 32,000, for it to be valid as a head and shoulders. If you take out that line, then it is no longer a head and shoulders. And like I've said, if you can establish yourself above 31, 32,000 and stay there for probably 7 trading days, you likely are heading higher. But if you don't, and you move up here, you now have a head and shoulder pattern, and you can actually do a measured move on this, and I'm just guesstimating here that basically you'd be looking at a move down to 20,000, okay? 20,000 would give us that target and the downside of a head and shoulders pattern. All right, just some interesting little tidbits there to keep an eye on. And by the way, by no means am I saying that pattern's going to form, but as a technician, I need to be ready for anything that occurs in the market.